Welcome to the show. Welcome to Your Thought Life podcast. I am your host, Michael Anderson. Today, we're jumping into the topic of reframing not enough thinking. And I wonder if you knew that when you constantly think not enough, like not enough time, not enough money, not enough experience, it actually makes it harder for you to solve problems. It's like trying to run a race with weights on your ankles. And if you've ever used ankle weights, you know exactly what that feels like. It's an incredible restraint. So today we're going to talk about how to shake off that not enough thinking so you can feel more focused, energized, and ready to move forward. Sometimes we get stuck in not enough, unintentionally, obviously, but it's a real thing that we have to battle from time to time. And it's natural for us to notice what's missing or what's going wrong. This is something that's helped people survive for a really, really long time. So it's innate. It's a part of us. It's not going away. So therefore, we have to learn how to manage it. But in the modern world, this tendency can turn into always looking for what we don't have. When you keep focusing on not enough, it's like you're telling yourself a story that limits you, and it can really chip away at your confidence. The good news today is this: you can absolutely change this pattern with a few simple shifts in how you think and behave/act. You can start to see what you do have and what you can do. And these are the elements that will propel you very beautifully into your destiny. One of the things that we always share with people, we find that this is a situation that they are facing on the regular, is helping them understand that there is a transition that's necessary that takes them from scarcity to specificity. What's that all about? Here's what that's about. Not enough is a big, vague statement that doesn't help you do anything specific. It's where the action happens. And so, given that, instead of saying, I don't have enough time, try saying, I have 25 minutes. What's the smallest, most important thing I can get done right now? Or instead of, I'm not experienced enough, ask, what's the one skill I need for this next step? Being specific turns that anxious feeling into a clear, manageable plan. It's about breaking down those big, overwhelming thoughts into small, clear steps that you can actually take action on. If you're like me, some point in your life had to wrangle with comparison, and comparison is an enemy to progress. So in this next act, we need to go from comparison to progress. Comparing yourself to others is a never-ending race because the finish line keeps moving. Your race is different than that comparative person's race. Your skill sets and capability and life experiences are different. And so it's not even an apple to apples comparison. Focusing on your own progress, how that puts you on solid ground. And instead of thinking like I used to do, he's so far ahead, try reframing that too. May not be the best public speaker right now, but I'm going to keep practicing until I'm really able to hone that skill. When you can see yourself, when you can see your own progress, even small steps, this brings about a sense of calm. That calm helps you think more clearly, and it helps you to make much better decisions. As the great Maya Angelou once said, you alone are enough. You have nothing to prove to anyone. Your journey is yours alone, and every step forward is a victory. I want you to capitalize on those things that you're good at and not look at what somebody else is capable of doing that perhaps you haven't made the conscious decision to bring your skill sets up to. Remember, we're all different. We all have gifts and talents. And if there's something that we aspire to be or to do, that simply means that we need to, in earnest, start focusing on improving in that area with small, bite sized steps. Now, let's talk about moving from perfection to permission. Perfectionism often whispers, it has to be absolutely flawless. But permission says something different. It just needs to be done, says permission. So I would like for you to consider giving yourself permission to put out a good enough version right now that is satisfactory. Let's put definition behind satisfactory. If we think about what's acceptable for something that, like this, we're looking for a B. We're not looking for an A plus. There will be time for us to get to A plus, but if we can consistently put out B products and that becomes our norm, now we have the wherewithal and the time to really hone those skills to move them from B to A. You can't even begin this process, family, if you can't take action. Perfectionism is the chief stopper, one of the chief stoppers of action. I always share with the individuals that I'm fortunate to work with who struggle with perfectionism that taking action, even imperfect action, gives you real information. And that information is far more powerful than any form of doubt. Done is better than perfect because it creates momentum and it starts and ignites the growth process. Without starting, without taking action, there is no growth process. If you didn't notice, I just shared with you how to reframe from scarcity to specificity, from comparison to progress, and from perfection to permission. These three reframing techniques, I believe, have the potential to help you move out of the space, out of the state, and the mindset that is always trying to get you to believe that you're not enough. This is a safety mechanism. And by implementing these three reframing techniques, we can put you on the pathway to overcoming I'm not enough thinking. I have two bonuses for you today. Yes, two of them. The first of which is this. As a leader of your home, as a leader at your job, or in some extracurricular capacity, when you show that you believe in having enough, you create a safe space for all the people who are looking up to you. People are more willing to take smart risks when the conversation shifts from, we don't have enough, to, here's what we can do with what we have. There is a capitalization that is taking place on that which we have versus that which we don't have. We have shifted from glass half empty to glass half full. So when this happens, progress becomes the norm and momentum is able to build naturally. So your mission in this bonus, if you will, is to always be looking for the bright side. always exercising gratitude. So it's far easier for us to note that which we do have versus that which we don't have. And then the second piece, another sort of bonus, but in the call to action category, is I want you to each day just take a few moments and see if throughout the course of the day, so this will be an end of the day exercise, did you have scenarios where you said, you thought, you expressed not enough thinking? And if you did, I don't want you to beat yourself up. I don't want you to think badly about yourself. What I want you to do is document that. And then once you document it, I want you to drop down one line below and write how you will reframe that if it comes up again. And then I want you to just step away from it and go and live your next day or days or whatever the case may be, weeks, until this comes up again. And the idea is each time it comes up, you reframe it. And anything that comes into your sphere of influence, into your mind or heart, that would indicate that you're not enough, you're not good enough, you don't know enough, you don't have enough, you're going to always revert back to gratitude to see that which you do have. And how can you leverage what is available as opposed to looking at that which you don't have, which spawns that cyclical pattern of I'm not enough, I don't have enough, we can't do it, and all of the negative vibrations that go along with that. I think if you can put these to work, I believe that you can very quickly turn around this entire process. I do want to share with you just a small caveat, in so much as I have made this sound somewhat easy. And all of the things that we do in self-development, they take time, they require practicing. So to the extent that you do both of those, apply them in practice, and then note lessons learned, reapply, more practice. When you've done 5 or 6 of these cycles, you will then see that over a period of a few weeks, you can radically change what was normal behavior and replace it at a subconscious level with new biases, beliefs, and patterns that serve you. But the first step is the reframing. Reframe, reframe, reframe. Be thankful, be thankful, be thankful, and note what you have rather than that which you don't have. I trust that this was helpful for you, and thank you so much for joining me today for today's episode. Do consider leaving us a rating and a review. Helps us tremendously. Feel free to connect with us through Linktree. The link is available in the show notes. And you are enough. You can do it, and you are uniquely equipped to realize your goals. Until next time, keep reframing I'm not enough thinking.